Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear respected brothers and sisters, Jazakumullah khairan for joining the seminar for Hajj 2025, update number one. Inshallah, this webinar is being recorded. Inshallah, it will be available later on as well. Um, Inshallah, for those brothers and sisters that do have any questions while we go through the slides, please put them in the Q&A. We will try to answer those questions as soon as we can. Without further delay, we will get started, inshallah ta'ala. Just a disclaimer while we start, while every effort has been made to ensure this webinar's accuracy and that of the content on our website and social media, it doesn't constitute legal or financial advice tailored to your individual circumstances. If you act on it, you acknowledge that you do so at your own risk. We can't assume responsibility and don't accept liability for any damage or loss which may arise as a result of your reliance upon it. The information provided to us is highly deemable, however, it is subject to change. Inshallah, going through this webinar, the agenda that we have is that we will be going over the previous years of Hajj, Hajj 2022, Hajj 2023, and this year of Hajj as well, 2024. The e-wallets, what is it? Nusuk registrations for this year as well for 2024. What to expect for Hajj 2025, and therefore afterwards we will inshallah have our Q&A. Without further delay, I will pass it on to Brother Harun, who is the Marketing and Group Operations Director of Ain al-Haramain, to inshallah take forward this webinar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is doing well today. So in order to get a better grip of what to expect for the following year and where has this new process of Hajj has moved, we're going to go all the way back to the first Hajj group that was offered within the new system, which was in Hajj 2022. This is right after the pandemic. So we had one service provider, which was Mutawif. There were 57 service countries, including the US. They used a lottery system in order to choose the Hujjaj. So a whole bunch of people applied, and whatever quota they were using for that year, they had a lottery system. So they randomly chose a few people to go and attend Hajj. The packages did include the airline tickets with it, and this was a direct payment with card only for this particular year. For 2023, we saw Mutawif was no longer there. The new platform Nusuk actually took over. 6 service companies were providing the packages, 1 country increase for the country served under this new system. Even though the Hajj quota for the US was around 3,700, about 4,500 Hujjaj were served from the US. The packages did include the airline tickets, and they had something called Mashayir only packages, which were available in the system as well, which was just the Hajj days, Mina, Arafat, Muzdalfa. Basically, the Mashayir services were only included in that. It did not include airfare or the hotel, so that was something people booked on their own. For this particular year, they did have a direct payment system. They had a cash option, transfer, or you can pay with a card. I do want to explain direct payment is basically when you choose your package, you go and you make the entire payment in one go, and it's a direct payment. There is no middleman or middle person going. So they did have a cash option on this year. And for this particular year, they did have packages assigned to countries, meaning if you're going from the US, you will be booking a US package. If you're going through Canada, you will be booking a Canadian package. I'm just going over some of these details to get a better understanding of what happened this year and what to understand next year. So for Hajj 2024, Nusuk was still the booking platform. We had a little bit increase in the companies that were servicing the Hujjaj, and we also had a significant increase in the countries that were served, including the U.S. So they went from 58 to 126 countries. The quota was approximately the same. It was 3,700 from the U.S. There was a increase in the quota, and about 9,500 Hujjaj were able to travel within this new system to go from the U.S. They did a few things a little bit different for this year Hajj. We did see airfare tickets being offered with some of the packages. We did see packages without the airfare ticket as well too. And while that was there, they did have GDS, which is a global distribution network for the airline, and they had a partner who was actually working with the website. Al Musafir, they were the ones who were doing the customized tickets. So this did give a lot of flexibility to the Hujjaj for this year, where they were able to book a ticket which was of their choosing from their gateway. A lot of people, what they did was they booked their tickets from maybe their home country, and they traveled from there for Hajj, and they were able to customize it however they like. And this also gave them an option to reduce their days in Saudi and maybe book a shorter package, while the actual package may be 21 days. But when they booked the package and they did their custom flights, they were able to shorten the package for themselves further for whatever dates it may be. And then we did see a introduction of a e-wallet for this year. And it only had two options. Either you can do a bank transfer or a card. And the way the e-wallet worked was you loaded the funds in the e-wallet, and then you used the e-wallet to purchase the packages. And another interesting thing that we saw for this year was there was a open booking for any of the packages. So being from the US, you had the opportunity to book a package from Italy, let's say, or being from Italy, you had the opportunity to book a package from Germany. From Germany, booking from UK. So you had the option to book any package that was being offered in the B2C system for Nusuk. So for all 126 countries, they were able to book a package from any country. And Ministry of Hajj did have a good vision on this. It was equal opportunity for all. And this did help a lot of the smaller countries where people did not want to put a package, or standard block seats were available. They weren't able to do it. So it did assist them in many ways. We saw three main categories for the packages, which were standard, premium, and luxury. And under those packages, we saw two different type of packages, which were shifting and non-shifting. So like I was mentioning, all packages were available to book, and there was some issues caused because of that, because people traveling from the US, they may not speak Italian and they're in an Italian package, or vice versa. And many people had issues because of that. Even though the companies, including ourselves, we worked hard to resolve those issues. We assigned some of the Hujjaj to go and be assigned to the murshids that weren't actually assigned to them. And the murshids are basically the guides. So we did our best, but there are some concerns that came up with this new platform. All the packages were all inclusive for this year. Like I mentioned, they had a variety of flight options and the new e-wallet feature. So I just want to mention a few things about the e-wallet, because this will be something that you can possibly even start preparing from right now. So once your Nusuk account was verified, an IBAN number was assigned, and basically from there you can go ahead and start loading that e-wallet. And one of the more important things to understand, because we have more information now than when we had before Hajj, is for the refunds especially. And many people who did the bank transfer, a lot of their refunds are still stuck. So the best and most secure option to actually go with for the payments or to load the e-wallet was to use a credit card. And what you can do from right now to actually start preparing for this is making sure your cards, you don't have any foreign transaction fees. And it is one of the best ways and the least expensive ways to actually load up the e-wallet, and your funds are available instant. and getting the refund back for any of the amounts that are pending is much better when it comes for the credit cards. So in any case, bank transfers did take much longer. The card payments were much faster, and let's say you were short on funds on the day of the booking, whenever the packages open up, the easiest way to add funds was through the card rather than waiting 3 to 5 plus business days to actually get the money loaded onto the e-wallet. So we did see a long way. Basically, there was a long process of actually getting things going within Nuzuk. So it was a 10-step process to actually going and securing your package. The first thing first was as soon as they open up registration for the new year. So in this case, we're talking about 2024. We may see some changes into this possibly. So you go ahead, create an account. You would upload your passport, or if you have a non-US passport and you're registering from the US, you will upload the documents like a green card. It was a quick application. It took about 3 4 minutes to fill it out. They ask you a whole bunch of information. Once your application is verified, you will move on and you would go ahead and just select the preferred category, as we were talking in it earlier about the 3 categories. So you can choose one of those, and shifting and non-shifting. And from there, you move on to actually start activating and topping up your wallet. And some of the things why we're mentioning them right now, if you do reach up to that process, hopefully, inshallah, they open up this process within a couple of months so everyone can start registering, get verified early on and in advance, and they're prepared to purchase their packages. Many people, they were not able to book their Hajj packages later on because they did not put a single real in their e-wallet. So whenever you activate your account, inshallah, we will also give you a reminder when we do reach that point to, once you're verified, please make sure you put some funds. I'm not saying put $1,000 in there, just put a couple of dollars in there so that activates the e-wallet properly and you don't have any issues. And when you see the packages and you decide on what you want, you can load up the e-wallet accordingly for whichever package you may want. They did do something a little bit different for this year, where they had the packages loaded in advance, and they actually let you browse the packages before the sale period actually opened up. So you're able to browse the packages for a certain period of time. Then you select your preferred package, you book it, you pay for it through your e-wallet, and you review the itinerary. So when you do purchase the package, we did see something interesting this year. So for any of the custom tickets, we did see people getting stuck in the system. Basically, it took them anywhere from 3 hours to 48 hours just to have the package confirmation come to their email. Before the tickets that were being offered, we saw the confirmations come right away. So this platform is a basically a single place for everything. You will have your flight itineraries in there, your accommodation information, your visa issuance. So everything is going through Nuzuk. So it's very important to understand. We will assist you wherever we can assist you. So where we saw assistance from our side last year was when we saw someone was having issues within the Nuzuk platform. They opened a ticket and nothing was happening, or they closed the ticket. So we took that information from the Hujjaj and we provided that to Itra al Khair, so they can go ahead and talk with the Ministry of Hajj to resolve any of the issues, or work with the Nuzuk and with Ministry of Hajj in order to make sure everything is processed. So this year and last year, we saw the same thing, where some visas had issues and we were working with the Hujjaj in order to get those visas expedited, or any issues that were happening. So in the back end, we are able to work, but we don't have complete control over what happens in Nuzuk, especially with the changes of the packages. Nuzuk basically just said straight out that you cannot change the package. They tell you to cancel the package. And in most cases, you will lose all the money when it comes to that. So it's very important to understand that Nuzuk is a platform where, when you're going in with the packages, don't rush yourself. Make sure you take your time. Moving on to how the Hajj guides were actually selected and where we play a role in order to assist you during that. So the guide does need to apply for an account just like all the Hujjaj are applying. And then they have a competency questionnaire. So they answer those questions, and then from there, the Hajj providers can select the murshideen, the guides. It's very important to understand, like most of the companies that had issues this year, they were not vetting the guides. They were not making sure they're experienced guides. They have done Hajj before multiple times to assist you during your Hajj. So this is one of those things where many other companies were affected. Alhamdulillah, most of our team had 3+ Hajj on them, so they were very experienced. They spoke multiple languages to assist all of the communities. So it did work out well, but this is the new system. We may see some changes. This year, we saw the guides being assigned after the Hajj packages were purchased. About a week before traveling, we saw the information for the guide. But the following year, we may see it a little bit different. In the last year, in Hajj 2023, the guides were actually assigned when the packages were being launched. So these are some of the things that were very, very, very different compared to like the last couple of years. So talking for next year, we cannot predict whether Ministry of Hajj will actually assign a larger quota, but the quota is about 3,700 approximately. We may see maybe the same amount as 2024 Hajj, maybe 9,500, maybe a little bit more, depending on how other countries are doing. They usually increase the country's quota, which has a higher demand that is going. So we did see this happening where last year and the year before that, so quota not being used from certain countries were being transferred off to the countries where there was a high demand. So we may see a larger increase. Maybe they may increase the quota for the US. It may go from 3,700 to maybe 5,000-6,000, and we may see an increase from there to go above the 9,500, maybe more than that. It's highly likely that they will continue with the same platform as nusuk for booking all the Hajj packages that you will be booking. We are also expected to see 10+ service companies to be in the market, as they are increasing them every year, and it is aligned with their Vision 2030. So we will see more countries being added onto this new platform. So this year we saw 126. Next year we may see maybe 20-30 more countries probably being added onto this new system. And then the airfare tickets, from what we're hearing right now, we will see the airline tickets being offered with the package. And with that, we are also seeing there will be country-specific packages like what we had in 2023. They may not do the GDS system because this did cause some issues. It's important to understand where the problems happen and what the vision of the ministry is and how they're trying to serve the Hujjaj in the best possible way. So in markets where there are larger countries and there a lot more people are going, they're going to try to keep them as they were in the past, where you get specific packages for your country, and you will see different packages being offered from different locations in the US as well. We are also expecting to see the same e-wallet system with the same options as transfer and using a credit card or a debit card to load up the e-wallet. So we will see something similar to previous years, but they may bring some new changes. Right now, the full details are not set in concrete, and anything may change in the near future. So we will try to give you, inshallah, as many updates as possible. And we will move on from there to make sure we can get you the most up-to-date information. Right now, so far, what we're hearing, the booking platform will open up around January, February. We were expecting it to open a little bit earlier, but if anything changes, we will try to give you another update. At this point, most of the companies are preparing on how the packages will look like, where are they blocking the seats from, what hotels they're choosing. So inshallah, we will try to give you a brief overview of how the packages will look in our next update, inshallah, in August, and where we will be offering the packages. So if we see a high demand, usually most of the flights are usually offered from JFK, from Washington D.C. IAD Airport and Los Angeles. So these are three gateways that will definitely flights will be offered from most of the companies that are working in the new system. But additionally, we may also get to see some flights from Texas, from Chicago, Detroit, maybe some other gateways. So if there is high demand from some of these gateways, inshallah, you will also see some packages with the airfare from those particular airports as well too, inshallah. So if there is any questions, please feel free to leave it in the Q&A so we can answer it. Other than that, Soban, if you can move on to the next slide, I want to Sabah, can you move on to the next slide? So there is one last thing I do want to mention. If you don't have any questions, inshallah, we will close off the meeting. But there are always issues like this, even in the old system when we were working as the companies and you came and you made the payment to us. There are quite a few people out there trying to do scams. Your payment for nusuk will all be through nusuk. You are not giving a single penny to any agent anywhere in the country. If someone asking you to pay so they can confirm a package for you, it's not true. The system is first come first serve. So it's very important to understand that you are not paying anyone anything. All your payments are through nusuk. The registration is through nusuk, and we will assist you inshallah during this process. But please make sure you're not telling someone to make the account on your behalf, because what they do sometimes is they will combine 10, 15 hujjaj, put them in as the same family, and you have no access to your account. If you want to purchase a particular package, you will not be able to purchase that particular package. If the account is linked with the previous year, you may not be able to access your account in the future if you're not able to go. So it's very, 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 very important to make sure you have control over your account. You do receive a code in your email. So whoever makes your account for easy access for themselves, they will be using their own emails. And it's very tough to go and get the information from them. Another thing is, if you decide to go from outside the US, make sure that country is offering B2B packages, which is still in the old system for business to business, where a few countries still do that. Some of the African countries do it. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh are still on the old system. And then there's numerous Asian countries as well too. So in the old system, you still go pay the agent and whatever you do, but most of the countries, you have to go to that country and travel from there. For Hajj 2024, the only country that we saw where people were actually traveling from the US was packages from Pakistan. So people with Pakistani passport, they were actually booking through Pakistan, and they were actually going to Hajj straight from here. So these are just some things just to get you prepared. And as time goes on, inshallah, we will be giving you with more updates. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakumullah khairan, Brother Harun, for this webinar. If any brothers and sisters have any questions, you may put them in the Q&A, inshallah ta'ala, or if anyone would like to raise their hand, we can open the mic, inshallah, and you can ask that question. Just a information to be provided. This meeting was being recorded, and it will be available, inshallah ta'ala. Otherwise, to get more updates, please go to our website, ainulharamain.com/Hajj. And I have put that in the chat box to register as well, and you will get updates and also the WhatsApp channel that we have. So you may join that as well to get the most updated information, inshallah ta'ala. Brother Ahmad Hassani, I see that you have a question, inshallah ta'ala. If you want to ask in the Q&A, inshallah, you can do so. You may also, inshallah, unmute yourself if you would like to ask a question. Yes, Brother Ahmed. Inshallah, you can unmute yourself and inshallah ask the question. Brother Ahmed, inshallah, you can unmute yourself and inshallah ask the question.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes. Yeah, just I have a quick question. So I registered for the last 2 years, and unfortunately, it was like a lot of problems with the nusuk platform to kind of like finalize the process. 2 years ago was like the payment wasn't going through until everything disappeared, and this year, kind of like I tried to register, and my application was like showing it's under process, and it wouldn't move from that. So I'm just afraid for this year, inshallah, the next year, inshallah. So how should I do it? Should I cancel the whole account, delete the whole account, and start all over, or I'm still gonna use the same account that I already have with Nusuk?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. So I understand the frustrations that many Hujjaj have going through Nusuk. We are seeing minor changes that do happen every year. For your particular case, I do advise to follow because what ends up happening is if you register too late, there are issues as well too. I'm not sure when you registered, but your question is in multiple sections basically. So I'm going to start off with the registration. If you have an old account, we don't know whether it's going to be linked or not. If things are going to be linked, and if you're still not verified, I would suggest to just delete the account. And when the process starts, please, follow our seminars. If you haven't filled out the link, just fill out the link so you do get the updates. We will give more information as it comes out, so you're up to date on everything. And inshallah, for the best possible chance, we do like to go live during all the phases so we can assist you during these phases. So any glitches we see, we will assist you during purchasing the packages. So the best possible chance to actually get through is just to follow the updates and see what's happening. Sometimes it may be something as simple as middle name not being picked up from the system automatically. So you do need to manually type it in. My account itself did not get, it got stuck on the verification because my middle name was missing. So I added my middle name, and I met numerous people who actually were just missing their middle name and they did not get verified. As soon as they added their middle name, they were able to get verified. So we will be working with you step by step throughout the process, inshallah. Please just stay put. Give us some time. As soon as things open up, we will be assisting you with that, inshallah.
Inshallah, jazakallah khair. And the last question, I don't want to take a lot of time from you guys. Yeah, so you mentioned something during the presentation about like if you pick like a package and it's not the right one, you will lose your money. So what does it mean?
If you Nusuk will advise you to always go and cancel the package. So there is a refund policy. If you go read the fine print, the refund policy is usually it goes by days before Hajj or right after the booking. So it will be like if you cancel the package the same day, I think you lose 30% of the price. If you cancel the package, I think 7 days after, you lose a certain amount of the price. So it just keeps increasing. So you eventually you reach 100%. By the time you go and take action, it's sometimes better to just buy your separate ticket if you run into some of those issues and still continue on with the package. Because a few people asked me this year too, Nuzuk is saying to refund the package. I said, I don't advise you to do that because you will lose all your money. They were at a point where it was non-refundable. So you still cancel your package. You don't have a visa. They will cancel your ticket. They will cancel everything. But according to the refund policy, you lose everything too. So we also want to make sure you are protected at the end of the day too.
inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khairan. Does anyone have any other questions? All right. Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters, for joining this webinar. Um, Inshallah, like I said, this was being recorded and you can find this online as well. For those who have not registered, please sign up bainalharamain.com/Hajj to get some more updates on when our next seminar is, and also the WhatsApp channel, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.